This video is quite personal, and that's because it's coming from a place of vulnerability and complete openness. I'm making this video today because I think I finally found the courage to talk about this part of my journey, and also since this YouTube channel has kind of become my online diary, I thought to talk about it here. And someone out there might be going through one thing or the other that has kept them in a dark place for so long. You could be experiencing pain as a result of the loss of a loved one. You might be going through heartbreak because your relationship or your marriage ended, or you might feel like life is against you because things are not working out for you. Trust me, I've been there, and I'm glad I came out better, and that is why I'm here today to talk about the things that I did that helped me to navigate through this whole phase of my life. First tip I will share with you is feel the emotions. Yeah, feel the emotions. Being in a dark place comes with a lot of emotions, and most times these emotions are crazy ones. Some days you just want to cry, other days you're overly aggressive, and some days you just want to be on your own. Like you don't want any external interference, you just want to be in your own company, enjoy your own company, and that is what you want. I remember there were times where I cried myself to sleep. There were times where I cried a full day. Like as I woke up from bed, I started crying because I kept remembering things, a lot of things that just were just making me cry. And I'm thankful I allowed myself to experience these emotions. So when you feel a kind of way, do not try to suppress it. Do not try to run away from it, and do not try to act strong. I'm strong, I don't want to cry. I'm strong, I don't want to do this. I don't want to moody. I tell you, bottled emotions come back haunting you if you do not allow them. So these things that you're running from will eventually happen if you do not give it room to happen when it actually wants to happen. So if you feel like crying today and you are like, okay, I don't want to cry because why would I cry? I'm a strong person, I don't want to cry. Whether or not you like to hear this, you will still cry. You will eventually cry. And this time around, you will cry more than you should have cried. Second tip I will be sharing with you is give yourself time. Give yourself time. When the torture of emotional breakdown hits a man, it's always as though there is nothing to live for. Like you feel like your existence no longer makes sense. And in times like this, you tend to be desperate, desperate for healing, desperate for peace, desperate for how life used to be. And this desperation pushes you to do things that are crazy, things that you wouldn't have done if you were in the right state of mind. I did a lot of things that I thought would help me because I didn't like where I was. I didn't like my situation. I didn't like that place that life has kept me. And I was desperate to leave the place. So I did a lot of things that I thought would help me. But I kid you not, these things might have helped for a period of time, but at the end of the day, you will still find yourself back to that place you're trying to run away from. So I think being in a dark place is not so bad because I feel most times these situations tend to teach us one lesson or the other. So you're trying to rush out of it because you're desperate for healing would make you miss that lesson the experience is trying to teach you. So allow yourself, give yourself time. Do not let your experience come to a total waste. Take the lessons, take the lessons, take the lessons. At the end of the day, your healing will come. Time is all you need, I assure you. Time is all you need. The third tip I would be talking about is surround yourself with people who genuinely care about you. Yes, people who genuinely love you, who genuinely care about you. Try to surround yourself with this kind of people. Because being in a dark place comes with a lot of psychological battle. Yeah, I remember there were days where I would just sit down and something would whisper to me, you do not matter. But sometimes I sit down and I start thinking about my worth, like, is this really my worth? Is this what I deserve? Is this what I deserve from life? Like, so when you feel this way, being around people who love you helps to counter these thoughts. Because when they show you love, when they appreciate you, when they do things that makes you feel like you matter, it helps to suppress that voice in your head. And I want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to my friends that stood by me when I was in a dark place. These ones were there for me. They were with me through the whole journey, and I am grateful to God every day for the gift of true friends that really care about me and has taken my well-being as their responsibility. Thank you guys. I love you all so much. So back to the discussion. Surrounding yourself with people that love you, that show you love, that express their love helps to shut those thoughts in your head. The last step I would be talking about is allowing God. Allow God, my friend. And the most beautiful thing about allowing God in our situation is that it brings you out of that situation a better person, a peaceful person, and a refined person, more than you could have imagined. These other tips that I shared before now wouldn't have been so effective if I did not allow God in the long run. I didn't think God was important in my healing process, so I was just doing other things. But I realized that these things were not really taking me to that point where my heart so desired. That was when it dawned on me that at this point I actually need to call for God's intervention, of telling God, God, I'm in a messy situation right now and I cannot do it on my own. I cannot bring myself out of this situation. Please help me because I do not like it here. So this is like you giving God your hand and telling him, please hold my hand and walk with me through this whole phase of my life. How then did I allow God? I allowed him into the situation by retracing my steps back to him. I also admitted that I was helpless. Like, this situation that I am in right now, I cannot do it on my own. God, please help me. Please heal my heart. Heal my heart. Put an end to my heartache. Put an end to my pain. Put an end to my tears. Another thing was that I listened and I obeyed God's directive. There were days where I would wake up and I would just remember something, and the next thing I want to do is curse, or the next thing I want to do is, send words. You know what it means to send words? And God is like, no, don't do that, just pray for them. And I'll just pray for them. Or there were days where I just want to complain, like, what kind of life is this? What kind of situation is this? What's mean of? And God is just like, no, 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 don't do that. Just be thankful that you're in this situation. It does not make sense, right? I'm in a situation that's giving me pain, that's not making me happy, and you're asking me to still thank God for it. Sometimes God's directives are not normal, excuse my word, but I still had to do them. So, my friend, allowing God into that situation helps your healing, because at that point it is no longer one person trying to bring you out. It is now two people, you and God. You get me? So when God is involved in your healing process, the process becomes faster, the process becomes better and it becomes relieving, and at the end of the day you'll be amazed at the kind of person you turn out to be. So this brings us to the end of this video, and I hope that as you put the steps that helped me, put them into practice in your journey, I hope they help you to navigate through the phase and also bring you out of that dark place you are in. Thank you so much for watching.